I guess now I'm live. My fault. Okay, guys, let me go back through the whole thing again. Welcome to the Walker Report, part of NGSC Sports. Guys, remember the website. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. We are also part of Mancini Media, Snowman Multimedia Sports, and the Game Winners Sports Network. Welcome in, guys. Happy June. Yes, it's hurricane season in my neck of the woods. We already have a tropical storm or tropical area already functioning in the Atlantic Ocean. So outstanding. Guys, I want to, and I think he's still under the weather. He may be joining us later. But I want to thank Adam very much for the trip this past weekend in North Carolina. Despite the Coca-Cola 600 being rained out on Sunday, I did not get to see the race. I got to go in the track and see the track. But no race. They rained out. They raced on Monday, and by the time I was home trying to get my car fixed, I finally got my car fixed. I had a car issue before I left, and it got fixed. So yes, once I got my car back here, by the time I got back here and got relaxed, the race had already happened, and I think it was over. As I realized it was. So I didn't get a chance to see my first NASCAR race. So I stand still to this day that I've never seen a live NASCAR race. Hopefully soon. But I want to thank Adam for the fun trip of flying and getting to see the NASCAR Hall of Fame was very cool. Getting to see how the inductees are nominated and then inducted. It's a pretty cool system of how they do it. But anyway, guys, welcome in. We have 3 sponsors on the show. Our first sponsor is creatingzenspaces.com. It is the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida for house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you and adding comfort to your life. Remember, guys, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. We are also sponsored by Garrett's Carrots. Illuminate your inner self, shatter the trendy norms, and open up your world to a newfound level of confidence and admiration. Garrett's Carrots, designer jewelry and luxury accessories at garrettscarrots.com. We are also sponsored by funwags.com. Born from a near tragedy, with the mascots of funwags.com had a reaction from a store-brand treat fueled to succeed with treats made from 3 to 5 ingredients you can pronounce. We invite you to try funwags.com because your fur babies deserve the best. Head over to funwags.com. Mention the Walker Report when you head over there. All right, guys, we also will be joined later on by Miss Ashton Smith. She is going to be talking about her book and the not so good interaction she has had with the Special Olympics. But let's welcome on 2 of my 3 esteemed co-hosts. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Bradley. Evening, Gerald.
Evening, Lou. How y'all doing, guys?
Okay.
I'm good. So, yeah, I flew to North Carolina, and then the race got rained out. So that sucked.
I didn't get anything on an update on the Coca-Cola 600. I was looking for it in the of course, the ESPN website, but I didn't find anything on any details of the race.
I have a little bit of the details. Ryan Blaney won the Coca-Cola 600 to end his winless drought.
Well, it's about time. You did say Blaney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
And also, while we're on NASCAR, the number 14 team has been penalized.
I saw that for an illegal part. Is that right, Gerald? Is that what I read?
Yes.
Tony, it's Stuart Haas, right?
Yeah, it's
got fined?
legal. It's something to do with the ballast that goes on the front of the car.
I see.
Gotcha.
All these teams know that they need the proper ballast on their car. They need to quit going to these aftermarket companies and getting these parts.
Right.
That's the problem.
Mm.
And Chase Elliott has been suspended 1 race for the incident in the Coca-Cola 600 between him and Denny Hamlin. Denny did not face any penalties for his part in that. But I'll be looking into that some more, and as soon as I find out some more, I will pass the information on.
This will be good.
So that's where we stand at with NASCAR.
I will say that Charlotte is a very beautiful city. So I got to see parts of it. I got to see where Bank of America Stadium, where the Panthers play. I got to see where the Charlotte Knights, who are the AAA affiliate for the Chicago White Sox, play baseball. That's also in downtown Charlotte. The Hall of Fame was cool. Again, I was, as I told Adam, I'm here, but I don't know anything about anything. I'm as lost as someone trying to teach me, some topic that I'm not any, So it was kind of cool to be there with him, to have him kind of teach me and show me what things were. And the Hall of Fame has the old, like alcohol cars, the ones that would run illegal booze and stuff in the Hall of Fame. First, what would have been the first cars of NASCAR. And then, I did post pictures on Facebook of the ones that they had on display. They had Dale Sr.'s Wrangler number 2 on display, the blue and gold car.
Before it became the number 3 Wrangler.
Correct. They had they had the number 3 Good Wrench car at a different location inside the Hall of Fame, but there is one in there of Dale Sr.
That's the one
Jeff Gordon's car was.
That's the one he won in 1998 Daytona 500.
500, yeah. They showed Jimmy Johnson's car, Dale Jr.'s car, Jeff Gordon's Rainbow DuPont car is also on display at the Hall of Fame. So if anybody out there is a NASCAR fan and listens to the show, it's in downtown Charlotte. It's 4 floors of displays showing all of the plaques of where they're at, who got inducted this year, and all the people that have already been inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I sat through a seminar with Adam for an hour about how they explain, how they pick, how there's 20 panelists. They start with 10, they go down to 5, then they go to 3. And the 3 that they pick are the ones who get nominated or inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they usually pick 2 modern drivers, so 2 now that have been retired from NASCAR for 2 years, and then 1, what they call, I forget the name of what they, one of the guys from the past. Yeah, one of the guys from the past. Trying to think of the word now that I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But they pick one of those guys that has, and it doesn't have to really be a driver. It could be a spotter. It could be an owner. It could be a car manufacturer. It could be anybody like that.
I mean, it could be a member of the
right, a crew. Yeah, it could be a wheel guy. It just depends on how much of an impact they made on NASCAR in a positive way. So, there are guys in there that are not drivers. There are owners in there. There are car manufacturers. There are wheel guys. There are crew chiefs that are inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. So it was a pretty cool process. I mean, it was hard for me because I had just gotten off a plane and I only had 4 hours of sleep the previous night. So I tried to not yawn too much and try to stay awake as much as I could to get the information that I did. But the race, we got to the track. It was raining and we got out of the car at 3:00 when the gates opened. And by the time that me and Adam had got to the gate, we were soaking wet. And it was like 55 degrees outside on top of the rain falling down. So we get inside the track. We go out to where we were supposed to sit, and he had some kick-ass seats. Let me just say that. You could see everything on the track. You could see coming into the finish line. you could see turn 1 and turn 4. 2 and 3, you were off in the distance, and then out in the distance there was a jumbotron. So we got in there, and he says, when the Indianapolis 500 is over, we're going home. And I go, are you sure? Because, again, these are your tickets. He's like, nope, I'm tired, I'm wet, and I'm cranky, and I want to go home. I said, okay. So we, of course, sit there with the last 8 laps. There were 2 red flags in the Indianapolis 500 towards the end. Cars got in accidents. And I'm like, oh, this is, you're thinking to yourself, like, how long am I going to be sitting out here in the rain and the cold? But sooner or later, the Indianapolis 500 was over. We left and went back, and we had pizza and kind of relaxed. And, yeah, but, I mean, it was a great experience. So I guess my time to experience a NASCAR race wasn't in North Carolina. That could mean that it might be here in my home state in Daytona or next year in Austin. But yeah, so I'll see. Right now, it's still on the bucket list. I haven't been to a live NBA game either, so maybe I can knock those 2 off in the near future when it comes to that. But how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing, man? Everyone doing all right?
Yes.
I'm good. Just watching all this mess going on out there in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that's what I heard on the radio today. That there's already a storm out in the Gulf. They're already watching, or in the Atlantic already that they're watching. So,
yeah, it's right now it's a tropical depression, but everybody's saying it could become a tropical storm within the next 24 to 48 hours. Is
there a track of where they think it's going to go?
They thinking it's going to go right on the tracks. They got it going 3-4 different directions. But the way I'm tracking it, it's going to catch the very tip of Florida.
Okay.
So it's going to go out and go.
Okay, so it's going to go through Miami and head out to the Gulf of Mexico. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay. We might get some rain as it passes by, because if it's a big enough storm, we might get rain bands as it passes by us. When did they say, Gerald, it was supposed to pass by? Is it supposed to be this weekend?
They saying anywhere within the next 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah, so that would be Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I mean, I'll turn to you guys. You guys are the storm trackers, so I'll be watching the group closely enough to where I'm not going to be in the immediate track unless it turns that way, but I won't. But it might still rain, and I have some plans with my nephews this weekend, so. Hopefully they don't get rained out on Saturday. That's the day
right.
It needs. If it rains on Sunday, I don't care. But if it rains on Saturday,
right now, right now it's going to stay. We got it going along the tip of Florida, around Miami, Beach, up in that area. But they could easily change directions.
Oh yeah, the hurricanes can change tracks 1,500 times depending on the high-low. The jet stream, all that stuff affects the way the storm goes. So yeah, but guys, like I said last week, we were going to have a guest on here. Just be prepared, because I've talked to her on the phone, and I read about her on the internet too. So I'm giving her this opportunity to use this platform to speak out about the Special Olympics. So again, I fair warn you, you may not agree with what she has to say. So, just to let you know, we don't have to agree with what she says. I have talked to her. So, but I'm just, fair warning you guys that is coming. She said that she gets home. At 7:30, which is 8:30 my time. She was in Texas, Gerald. She's in Texas, near Austin. So she gets back from church at 7:30. So she should be, or at 7:00. It just ended. She said that she would be home by 7:30. So she'll be on here momentarily. Do you guys want to talk about some stuff before she hops on here?
All right.
Okay.
Because we could talk about anything you guys want to talk about prior to her coming on.
I got something I wanted to talk to y'all about real quick and see what y'all think about this.
Yes.
Okay.
I found this. I was going to talk about this on my show, but I had to cancel it due to unseen reasons. Now y'all know that the Cardinals released Hopkins.
Yes.
Right.
Here's the best top 5 spots that he could go to, and I want to get y'all's opinion on this. Number 1 is the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Okay.
Number 2, Bills. 3 is the Browns. 4 Giants. 5 Jets.
I could see everybody but number 3. Because he has a chance to win in all the other 4 that you mentioned. Kansas City and Buffalo probably will be in the AFC title game again.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets have Aaron Rodgers. They'll be right in the thick of it in the AFC East. And the Giants, I think, are an up-and-coming team. So I think any of those 4 destinations would work for him. And actually, the team that needs a wide receiver is the Giants. Out of those 4, the Giants need a wide receiver more than any of those 4 teams.
And
so I would think he would go there.
Coming out of Arlington from Mike McCarthy that they're interested in picking up Hopkins.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it won't hurt if you can get him.
Receiver. We don't need any more receivers.
Well, I mean, but see, they're right there. They're right there. It says what kind of thought McCarthy's thinking. You don't need any more wide receivers. You need to pick up something else to help your team. But let's pick up another wide receiver.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot in that.
Exactly, because we got Gallup, we got Lamb,
CeeDee Lamb. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We got some good receivers.
Yeah.
That we do.
So why do we need another ding-dong receiver? That's just going to cost us money.
Yeah,
I guess he thinks it's more weapons for Dak. I mean, that's his thought. I don't know. I'm just going by his thought process. But like I said, Cleveland would make no sense to me if you want to win. And Hopkins is not spring chicken either. So that's just my opinion. Sorry, Browns fans.
And,
yeah.
I do have my opinion on Dak Prescott, but I'm not going to go there on the air because I don't want to catch a lot of flack from so-called Cowboy fans.
Yes.
It's okay. It's all right. It's fine.
If you know what I mean. And also, there's also rumors coming out that Dallas may be bringing Zeke Elliott back.
That would be interesting.
Oh boy!
But why? You have Tony Pollard. That would be. You should be
Tony
moving forward with
Pollard, and then we just
Tony.
Picked up Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah,
keep Pollard.
I was gonna say Don't bring him back. Let Pollard be the main back in that offense.
The only problem I see with Tony right now is he needs to put on a little bit more weight. If we can get some more muscle on him, he could become that power back.
True.
Yes.
But now with Tony and Deuce, let's say if we decide to go for two running back set.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've seen teams do that before.
Right.
Correct.
Who would the defense know who to stop? Because if you key on Tony, you got Deuce to worry about.
Correct. Right.
And we've seen what Deuce can do when he was in Kansas State.
Mm-hmm. True.
He hits the hole and he's gone.
No. Hey.
Well, I mean, it would. I mean, see, that's the thing. I mean, if you have a two-back offense like they have, you're right. It's hard to see who you key in on. You know what I mean? It's hard to. It's hard in record because if you have two backs that you have to key in on. That's hard. I mean, for any defensive coordinator to have to go through that.
Exactly.
And that'll make it really, really difficult for any defensive coordinators in the in the NFC East. So yeah, I could see that.
And with them bringing Elliott back, I think that would be a nail in the coffin for the Cowboys.
I could agree with that.
Because by letting him go, that's saving us cap space.
Mm-hmm. It would.
Speaking of that, did you guys see that Shannon Sharp is no longer with Fox Sports?
Yep.
Yeah, he had enough of old Skip Bayless, huh?
Hasn't everybody?
As I said, hasn't everybody?
Yeah.
Skip's going to be on his own. He's going to be a one-man show.
Yeah, one-man show. That,
no, I agree with that. Yeah, I absolutely agree. With that. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
That's going to be a crap show now. You watch.
It is a crap show anyway.
It's already a crap show.
Well, Shannon made it a little better.
Well, okay.
He's
not a lot, but he made it a little better.
Excuse me, Jesus. Yeah, he's I think those two were pretty well together on that show.
It's like
when you're talking about the biggest bandwagon Cowboy fan, that is Skip Bayless.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the biggest Cowboy hater is Stephen A. Smith.
No kidding.
Stephen A. Smith is the biggest Cowboy hater. He's the one that every year, once they either don't make the playoffs or they get beat in the postseason, he's on First Take with a Cowboy hat on and a cigar in his mouth saying, "Yep, there's the Cowboys again." So he is the biggest Cowboy hater of anybody that I know on ESPN. So
right.
But yeah. Yep.
Because when Dallas lose, I don't know if y'all seen the video or not, but when Dallas lost with the Skip Bayless, he started throwing his Cowboy stuff in the trash.
Yeah.
Then when they started winning, he went and got his stuff back out of the trash.
Right.
Yeah, I get mad, and start talking about it. But hey, I'm not going to sit there and throw my Cowboy shit in the trash. I've
seen Cowboy fans. I've seen Cowboy fans destroy TVs, run their TVs over with their trucks. Go to YouTube, type in Dallas Cowboy fans, and you can watch. There are a shit ton of videos on YouTube where people destroy their phones, laptops, TVs, PlayStations, trucks, cars. They throw things through. It's like, guys, for the love of God, do you really think honestly that the Dallas Cowboy organization cares if you break your crap? Because you're breaking it on your own. I know you're fans. We're all fans, or we wouldn't be on here, but we're all fans. But you're not going to see me break my TV if the Patriots lose. I'm not breaking my TV if the Bucks lose. I mean, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Look how many times the Cowboys lost. And I'm just like, oh well.
There'll be another game. There'll be another game the following Sunday.
But
well, look, I've heard for losers, but this takes a whole new level.
But at one time, I was not like that. You can ask my wife. When we first got together, and I would watch football, and Dallas would lose, I'll start throwing stuff at the TV.
Just throw soft stuff at the TV.
Right.
Don't throw anything hard.
But she got me to where now, I'm starting to I started to understand it's just a game. Let it go.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we suck.
Well, one of these days, Lou, I'm not saying what year or what day, but one of these days we're gonna get number 6.
Okay.
Hey, I didn't say when. I just said one day we will.
Is that before this century's over?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Well, none of us will be around in 2021, 23 anyway. So none of us will be around. So we'll all be up there or down there watching the Cowboys.
It's going to be 21-30 when Dallas finally gets number 6.
Number 6. Yeah. Well, you know what, though? Hey, if the Cubs can end their 100-year losing streak in the World Series amidst 2015, it can happen.
Well, they were just a little bit off.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's right. The Cubs, they won in 15, right? Is that when they won?
16.
I'm sorry. 16, they won their World Series for the first time in 100 years.
Yes. and the day before that, the dinosaurs left the earth.
Well, speaking of championships, we are going to have a new champion in the NHL no matter who wins.
That's right.
If Vegas wins or Florida wins, it'll be their first time they've ever won a Stanley Cup. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from Lightning fans, but I'm pulling for the Panthers. So
right.
Me too.
Pulling for Florida.
I'll go to Vegas.
So I say the Panthers. I'm going to say the Panthers in 7. I think it's going to go all 7 games. So
Panthers in 6.
Panthers in 6. Okay, Lou.
Knights in 6.
Knights in 6. Okay. We'll have to make sure we write that down so that if whoever ends up on winning, write that down so that we can come back in a couple weeks from now and it'll be because the first game is Saturday, right? I think game 1 is Saturday in Vegas. Okay. In Vegas. Now tonight, correct me if I'm wrong, Lou. Tonight's game 1 of the NBA Finals, right?
In about 5 to 10 minutes.
Miami versus Denver. Who do you like, Lou, in that series?
Denver.
Denver.
Brad has Panthers.
Panthers in 7 is what I have.
Panthers 7. Lou has the Knights in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not going to put Golden Knights. I'm just going to put Knights, but we would know.
Yeah.
And 6. And I got the Panthers in 6.
Well, I didn't know that they like to be called Vegas Golden Knights, not Las Vegas Golden Knights. They want to be called Vegas. They don't want to put the loss in front. They're the Vegas Golden Knights. That's how they want to be called. I didn't know that watching ESPN when I was in North Carolina. Yeah.
There's Vegas Golden Knights. They refer to
Vegas Golden Knights. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're moving on to the NBA.
Yeah, I like Denver too, Lou. I think the Joker is the real deal.
Yeah.
And
so you take the Nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take the Nuggets. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be very bold. Nuggets in 5.
5.
And I know. Miami's in my home state. I've never been to the city of Miami, and I have no love or hate for that city. But I'm taking the Denver in 5.
All right.
What about you, Lou?
I'll take the Nuggets in 5.
The Heat will get 1 before it's all said and done.
Let's see. Nuggets. I'm going to go Nuggets, but I'm really going to be bold on this. They play 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 4-3 would make it 7 games.
Correct.
I'm going to take Nuggets in 4.
A sweep.
A sweep. Wow. Wow, okay. Hey, you know what? Who knows? Because if game 1 is tonight, that means game 2 is Saturday night.
Sunday.
Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry, my fault.
They wouldn't collide. With both finals. That'd be stupid.
Okay, so then it's Sunday. So then would it be Tuesday then, Lou, would be game 3?
I think it'd be Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay, I'm trying to get scheduling.
The mistake was before when they have both finals on the same night, and that was a stupid idea. So I think the Lions have been like
real quick. While y'all doing that, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I agree, Lou. I think having the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals on the same night, you're taking away from fans. If you're a fan of both sports, you're taking away from the viewing audience. Where if go ahead, Joe.
Here we go. Game 1 is tonight.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Game 2 will be Sunday.
Yes.
You're right. Okay. Lou's right. Okay.
Game 3 would be Wednesday.
He's right. So it jumps to Wednesday. Okay.
I'm pulling up the rest of it now. Okay. Game 4 will be Friday.
Yes. So we could be on next week after 3 games have already been played. So we'll be on next week by that. How many in the Stanley Cup Finals? Will there only be 2 games or 3 games in that one too before next week?
Okay, hang on here for a sec. Game then if it's necessary, Game 5 will be Monday the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then
look, there's Alex.
Then Thursday, June.
Oh,
what's up, Haas?
Hey, what's up, Brad?
15th will be Game 6.
Okay.
And if necessary, if it goes to full 7, the final game.
The series begins in Denver on tonight, right? Tonight's game in Denver, right?
Tonight, yeah, right now.
Season starts.
Starting right now.
Is it the 2-2-1-1-1 or is it 2-3-2? How do they do that in the NBA?
2-2-1-1-1, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Denver tonight.
No, actually, it looks like yes. Tonight's game is in Detroit. I mean Denver.
Denver. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Denver's
that would be interesting. A neutral site NBA championship.
Yeah.
Denver's a 9-point favorite.
Actually,
but
they played 2 games.
We've seen Miami.
They played 2 games in Denver.
Okay.
Games 1 and 2. Okay.
They played game 1 and 2 in Denver. Then game 3. No, wait a minute. Yeah, game 1 and 2 is in Denver. Then game 3 and 4, games 3 and 4 will be played in Miami.
Okay. Game 5's back in Denver, right?
Then game 5. No, looks like.
Or is it 3? Is it games 3, 4, and 5 in Miami?
Game 5 would be Heat versus Nuggets. They got the Nuggets on the bottom, so yeah, game 5 would be
Denver. So it's 2-2-1-1-1 then.
Yeah, then game 6
wear and tear
will be back in Miami.
Our guest is getting ready to pop on, guys. Just want to let you know. Give you a heads up. The guest is about ready to pop on. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the way it looks. So yeah, I'm gonna say Nuggets in 4.
Nuggets in 4. Okay.
I'll give you the NHL schedule after the guest is done.
All right, guys. So let's do this. Let's welcome on Miss Ashton Smith. Bring her on here right here.
Hey,
Ashton, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just walked in from church, so I'm grateful to be here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cool. I've been telling Ashton that I've been talking to you off the air. So I actually went on today at work and reread everything about your story and everything else. And I got down into the comments on some of the stuff that people have said. And I know there have people that said that you needed to have a platform to tell your story.
Right.
So I want to open that up and give you an opportunity to do that on here. And have free liberty. The only thing I'm kind of, against is the F word. But if you can say,
I don't curse. So
okay.
I follow
I'm just letting you know
rules and regulations.
You're Ashton to say anything you want to say. But that's the only thing that we're not really allowed to say on the air. But I'll clear the floor. and you can go ahead and tell us your story.
Yeah, and I understand that I follow SEC rules and regulations. So when it comes to radio or podcast, we're ready to rock and roll. Yes, my name is Ashton. I was a previous 4-time gold medalist in the Special Olympics, and my grandmother raised me. I will say this: I did find a home at the Special Olympics when it came to sports, swimming, and as far as being accepted for my talents, and I emphasize the word talents, simply because I know that takes work, and being accepted was something that I've always wanted to strive for while being a Black African American swimmer in the Special Olympics, and having that encouragement from my grandmother. My grandmother was an integral part of my life, and I'm forever grateful for knowing that. And she always told me that I could do anything. My mother was also an integral part in telling me that I can do anything. And the story of my life is really, I'm a person with a disability. I have something called astigmatism, astropia. I also know that is a condition where, the eyes go inward, that kind of stuff, which means you don't have articulation sometimes of your eye movements. So, that is what astropia means. Astigmatism, obviously, you know what that is. And I've suffered with this disability all of my life. I was born with that. That's what qualifies me for the Special Olympics. And I just try to be honest with people about the Special Olympics and what it has done to my life. Yes, there are some good parts about it. Obviously, like I said, found a home there because of what it did. But at the end of the day, when you have the issues of what I had to deal with while being an athlete, never being allowed to make money, anybody can look this up. I was never allowed to have, possess, or make money of any kind while being in the Special Olympics, meaning you can have a job working at Kroger's, but you can't have a job making millions of dollars. I can't make money off my image or monetize my image in any way, shape, or form, which kind of makes me a slave, don't you think? So at the end of the day, because of these things, I feel that the Special Olympics needs to be federally investigated. Why? Because they tell the general public that the money goes to help us, the athletes, and it doesn't, right? That's an issue. That's a problem. And I'm almost 40 years old, and I want to reap the rewards of what I've put into this earth. And to reap the rewards, financially is what I mean. And at the end of the day, I want to make a living, right? This is my story. I want to make a living, right? A person is working with me on the words to say not get paid. But at the end of the day, we'll formalize that and say, I would like to make a living, right, in all that I do, right? Because I'm the one. You see all these medals behind me, right? A bus stop sign, all these great things behind me. That's important. Why? Because I make the efforts to make my life better, and the Special Olympics profits off of my talent. And anybody can Google Special Olympics. Are the athletes in the Special Olympics allowed to make money? We have the internet. The answer is no. And my story is a story of overcoming, a story of resilience, a story of not giving up. I think, as an African American woman growing up in Texas, with a disability, it's always been difficult in many ways, simply because I told someone, if I can do this for the Special Olympics, such as public speaking, TV and radio work, folks, I have over 20 years of public speaking experience, and I'm ready to get to work. Folks that have management companies, contact me. Companies that are licensed, contact me. Those who do public speaking and run businesses, contact me. Why? Because public speakers, they absolutely can make a living in that career. Has Special Olympics prepared me for a career path? Absolutely not. And that's something that I also hope to talk about when I get a TED Talks going on the preparedness and readiness of Special Olympics athletes to go into real society. And the reason that we're not prepared for real society is because Special Olympics believes that we are not capable of integrating into society or having a job, right? And that's not true. I speak well, I'm articulate, and I dealt with a lot in the Special Olympics, including racism, bigotry, and hatred. You can Google Special Olympics Texas Confederate flag, right? These are things that you guys asked me to talk about, and these are true things you can go and Google. The Confederacy is supported in the Special Olympics Texas. I can't speak for all states, disclaimer. I can only speak for the state that I reside, which is Texas, right? And how I've been treated here all of my life. Does that mean for things to change? You betcha. Because the policies that are set forth in the Special Olympics, they are outdated. To tell me that I am not a person, I was considered 3/5 of a person, not a person, 3/5 of a person or a half a person when I was in the Special Olympics. I was not treated like a person, guys. I was treated like property, okay? That dehumanizes somebody. And at the end of the day, what I want people to realize is that my story is a good story of overcoming. My story is not to bash the Special Olympics. It is to say constructively and honestly that these things need to be changed. And these are the things that I hope to address, the inequities of the fact that we're not allowed to have or make money, period. And these are things that people seriously need to look up. This is why I wrote a book called Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream, because I realized that the story of my life had to be put into a book, and it is. That book is available on Amazon and Walmart online, but I want to get that book to as many people as possible, and I'm ready for business because everything that I have said in that book is absolutely factual. I have had to work and swim for hours on end for the Special Olympics, sometimes 18 hours a day. I would exclusively have to work for their program. And so those things are not okay when they tell you that, oh, we help the athletes and we care about you. My story encompasses a lot more than just the Special Olympics. What is it that I want to do in my life moving forward? What is it that I can bring to the world? These are all things that you would say in a TED talk or something like that, right? And the things I can bring to the world is attention to the inequities of not getting paid for my work. What I can bring to the world is resilience and a person that's going to overcome the inequities in my life. A person that's going to take what is bad to make something good, right? Because if you got lemons, you got lemonade. And that's what I'm trying to do in my life. I'm trying to sit here and make lemonade out of a, bad situation. The word of the day is called exploitation. And when a person deals with exploitation, those things are not good. Look up the word coercion. These two words fit together and they make slavery, modern day slavery. And at the end of the day, that has to change. My life and what I do shall not be put under coercion. I did not sign an NDA with the Special Olympics, nor did I sign something called a conservatorship. I didn't sign any of these documents, yet my life was ran as if I signed these documents. I was not allowed to use the internet while being an athlete in the Special Olympics. I actually had a text from somebody that actually told me in writing to not use the internet. I went to use the internet anyway because the internet is the gateway to the world. The Special Olympics does not want us athletes, right, learning what we need to know to make it in the regular society. And I'm going to say regular society because y'all are regular people, right? We're regular folks. And the society governs itself different than what the Special Olympics does. In society, we have rights, right? We all have rights. In the Special Olympics, I have no rights. I do not have any rights. And I'm glad to have my rights back. The right to be married, the right to love somebody, the right to make money, or even have an LLC. You're not allowed to have all the things that y'all think that you can do to own or have capital, including owning a home. You're not allowed to do that in the Special Olympics. You're not allowed to have a trust or anything like that or learn about it. Why? Because they want to keep you as dumbed down as possible so they can make money off of you. My story will be a story that says to the world that I'm telling the truth type story. I want my story to be told to millions of people so that they don't make the same mistakes again. Guys, I think these things are important to note. At this present time for me, God has a calling on my life, whether people believe in God or not. Disclaimer. Each person here in America has the right to believe in God or not. At the end of the day, for me, that's how I choose to uplift myself, is to believe in some kind of higher power. I did lose my mother and my father. I lost my mother just this past year. I lost my grandmother, back in 2010 or so, lost her and other relatives in my family. I lost my sister during the pandemic. That has been difficult, to be left alone with no one. And the Special Olympics essentially told me bye-bye, that they did not care about my life or who I was as a person. Those type of things are not okay when CEOs can essentially tell you, right, how you should be, and how you should act. I'm a good person, and I know that for those out there who want to hire somebody like me, I'm available and I'm ready. And the story is this: is if you support the Special Olympics, that's fine. All I'm trying to tell people is point them to the truth. I want to be able to make a living with the things that I do, and telling the story of my life will be this moving forward. I want to become, and I want to continue to do public speaking. That is what I'm doing. That is what I continue to strive for in my life. Go ahead. What are you going to say, sir? I'm sorry.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Randy.
Yes.
Yep. Because I have a lot of friends actually that do belong to Special Olympics, and I haven't heard any negative thoughts from them. I mean, they're thrilled to be competing in it. Whether they come in first, second, or not. I mean, to them, they feel like they're winners and everything. And to say that it's like, could the Special Olympics be all wrong? Like, because they go down to Trenton, New Jersey every year to compete, and they're happy when they finish like their track or basketball or whatever, and it doesn't seem to bother them, or maybe they're not aware of how they can't make.
They're not aware. Yeah, they're not aware, and this is the thing that I tell people. I'm going to grab a copy of my book so you guys know what that looks like. What I try to tell people every day is this, is that God blesses all of us with something. God blessed me with something called knowledge. And because God blessed me with good old knowledge, because he blessed me with that, I sit here and just try to tell the truth and say, God has blessed me with the things that I need in my life. And because of that, and because of what God has given me, I figured it's best for me to tell the truth and say, look, these athletes, they can't speak, talk, walk. They can't do any of the things. Some of them can't even speak, guys. So I am a person that is going to be a voice for the voiceless. I talked to my pastor about that as well. My pastor said, I want you to be articulate and be not forceful, not mean, but be calm like I am tonight. And just tell the truth. The reason that you don't hear anything negative about the Special Olympics is because a lot of those people are told to either be quiet like I was. I was actually threatened with the police department by the Special Olympics. They actually called the police on me when I was no longer in their program. And so at the end of the day, I told the Special Olympics, you can't do that. If I'm legally not a part of your program, then you have no right to interact with me. And I felt like there was a violation of my rights. It didn't matter if you were checking on me. And the Special Olympics tried to say essentially that I was suicidal. I said, and even if I was suicidal, it's because of your program. Your program is the reason that I felt depressed. I dealt with a lot of depression in the Special Olympics. And yeah, I dealt with those type of thoughts because my career was taken from me. All that I worked for was stripped from me. And I had to find a purpose on this earth because I asked the Lord Jesus Christ, I'm not here to essentially work for a program and get nothing from it. I worked and swam. Y'all can Google me, Ashton Smith Special Olympics. I'm all over the internet. And my story is a story of resilience and hope. And I just want people to know that start looking up the Special Olympics. This is my book called Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. This is the name of my book. This is what my book looks like. It is available online for people, right? Nice book, available online and ready to go. I'm excited to tell this story because I'm going to be a person that has that resilience, that has that hope, and I'm a 4-time gold medalist. So yes, I deserve to reap all that I have put into the Special Olympics. And the fact that these kids, they're happy, guys, that they win medals, but they don't know the legalities of they don't even know what the word exploitation means. I actually tried to talk to an athlete in the Special Olympics. He kept saying explosion. So that goes to tell me that they take advantage of these people, because in Texas, like if they don't label you as a person, then they can take advantage of you. And for me, I was, like I said to y'all, 3/5 of a person. I don't want to be called 3/5 of a person by an athlete or staff member or anybody. But I dealt with these things, and I know for me, I'm gonna overcome them in this way, continuing to focus on public speaking, focusing on the things that I want to do in the present day, and that is to uplift people, make people aware of what is going on, but also tell my story in a positive and hopeful way. And that is this: those who know me and want to work with me, they have. I'm thankful to, my friend Kevin, because he said, when you come on the radio, tell people the truth, tell a story, tell folks how your grandmother and others raised you. And yeah, my grandmother was integral, guys, in my life, and my mother was integral in my life as well, and my entire family. Shout out to them, because I'm on the right path. I got invited, guys, to a TED Talks, some other things similar to that, and I'm full steam ahead now. And now I want to push my book and get that out to as many people, guys, as possible, because more and more people need to know about the Special Olympics. Everybody thinks the Special Olympics is a darling of an organization. And then for some people it is, but for the people like me who have had, surgeries, I've torn both of my shoulders while competing in the Special Olympics. I've had concussions, medical injuries to my body, and I was told about the Special Olympics that I made up these things when I did not. Everything that I'm telling you, I can back that up medically. But, I just want your thoughts and how you guys feel as well. And when you Google me, what do you think? Do you think that the Special Olympics should change? I do, because I've been in it for over 50 years. I've been in it for the 30 years of the 50 years, that it's been in existence. And I articulate and speak well. And that's what the Special Olympics doesn't like. They don't like athletes like me who are the arbiters of their lives, right? Which means I can govern myself. And the Special Olympics does not like independent thinkers like me. They do not want people to go off the beaten path. And I'm a kind of person that they try to fit in a box. And I was even made fun of and judged in that program because I was called gay, transgendered, all kinds of stuff while competing in the Special Olympics. And I'm none of these things, and it's sad that I was judged that way by staff and people. And I was essentially told to leave their program. And I believe it's because of the way I live my life, and because of the fact I talked to the police department. I got kicked out of the Special Olympics for essentially standing up for myself. And they try to tell me that I don't have any right to do that. Folks, if you're in America and you're on the borders of this country, you have every single right to speak out against things that have happened to you. This disclaimer is this: the things that I talk about are my opinion and my opinion only. The things that I reflect are not the reflection of the station, staff, or its people. The things that I talk about today are reflected upon my life and the experiences that I live. This is not applicable to staff and others who may work for or who are affiliated with the Special Olympics, such as sponsors or other people. At the end of the day, we are in the borders of America, and you have the right to speak out. This disclaimer. I have to say that. Guys, it is perfect. And it is a perfect day to let the world know that I'm ready, and that I am ready to have opportunities in my life, and that I am capable of talking. I'm capable of speaking, and those jobs for public speaking, they're available and they're ready. Guys, I am a 4-time gold medalist, and I'm going to make things happen in my life, and I'm always going to stand on the side of what's right. And I believe that this is the appropriate time with everything that's been going on, also with the Rio Olympics and with the Paralympics, and those athletes and college students who have fought for the right to make money, to have, possess, and make money off their image. And the reason I'm doing this, guys, is to fight for the right to make money off of my image and what I do. I want your opinions, and what do you think about the plight of my life and what I've had to go through as far as, racism, other things like that, and things I've had to overcome, including a disability. What's your thoughts on that, my friend?
Ashton, I go first on that one. with somebody that suffers with a disability like myself. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's called bipolar syndrome.
Okay, I've heard of that. Mm-hmm.
That's what I have. And,
okay,
the same way with you, to this day, I still get made fun of for having it. But
wow, okay.
I know that God made me this way for a reason.
Okay.
And, I don't let it get to me as much as I used to.
Right.
But what you're doing, I applaud you.
Right.
And I give you my full support.
Amen.
And I don't know how Bradley feels, but you have the support of my show, the Wisnowski Report.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome to come on there anytime you want to and tell your story on that one too.
Okay, well, hit me in the back channel because that's how I got on this show. Somebody hit me in the back channel of LinkedIn, and I was on this show tonight. That's how I got on here. So anybody that has a show, yes, I would love to come on that show. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
And I still fight with it to this day. I just don't have the courage to get up and speak about it like you did with yours.
Okay.
But I want to though. So how would I go about doing it?
Well, for me, it was called gumption and just gathering courage, regardless of the organization telling me they would kick me out or whatever the case may be. And cool. At the end of the day, you go about it methodically. And sometimes you can just write out in bulletins, what do I want to talk about? And I would just write out bulletin points. I want to talk about overcoming. I want to talk about poverty or overcoming that, which there was times I slept on the streets, guys. I slept in trees. I slept outside, right? NBC5, Ashton Smith. I slept outside. And so I didn't say that at the first part. I was homeless on the streets, and I'm a female, not a man. I'm a female. This is Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. People, do you understand me come up missing out here? Do you think the Special Olympics cared? When I told them that I didn't have a place to stay, they didn't care. They didn't care.
There's supposed to be organizations to encourage people, not knock them down. I mean,
they knocked me down, and I was left thousands of dollars bankrupt in their program. They made me pay for food. Let's be honest, food, hotels, and transportation. I was responsible for, and I was standing on the side of the road selling my medals. I sold my awards so I could pay my bills. You have to. This is a pandemic. The Special Olympics did not care if I lived or died during the pandemic. And the CEO of that program told me when I got kicked out the program that he didn't care if I lived or died. They didn't care at all if I lived or died because I'm a black person, that my life is not valued because of the color of my skin. Period. I live in Texas, guys. This ain't, this is Texas. Let's be real. It's very hateful here. It's very, go ahead.
Because I have a disability too. It's a very rare condition that nobody even knows about, called hydrocephalitis. I can't spell it, so forgive me for that, but I really can't.
You said hydrocephalitis. I can pronounce words really good. What is the condition?
Just call it war in the brain.
War in the brain.
Water, yeah, kind of like that. Water in the
brain.
Okay. Yeah.
Water in the brain.
The fluid gets loose, and when it gets loose, hell's gonna break loose. Put it that way.
Wow. Okay.
It causes all kinds of physical complications and whatnot. I mean,
can you run?
I used to. I did 2 marathons actually in my younger days. I'm not as young as I look. I mean, we're talking.
I don't know how old are you? Because I'm in my 40s. I asked a woman her age, and I don't know what this is about women, but I asked a woman her age, and she didn't like it. I don't know what it is with women, but I said, lady, how old are you? And she ground her face up and frowned up at me. She's like, I'm not telling you my age. Whereas the dude next to her said, hey, I'm this old. So I don't know what it is with women, why they don't want to tell their age. I don't know. If you look old, you look old. I don't know. But women are different.
Right.
Not only do we see it in race, the prejudice, the judgment. Not only do we see that in race, but we also see that in mental capacities. People that have disabilities, like mental disabilities, physical disabilities, we get judged every day.
We do.
You get judged every day as well, because I deal with that as well. And I will say this: when I tried to apply for certain jobs did not want to hire me because of the way I look. I tried to reach out to the Kim Dawson modeling agency, and I look too muscular, so that company wouldn't hire me. And many companies said they wouldn't hire me simply for not having transportation in Texas. You can't even get a job here if you don't have a car here. That's fact.
True.
Right.
You cannot get a job.
I live about 4 hours from you. I'm down in the capital of Texas. I'm down in Austin.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you don't have a car, she's in Austin, so you get it. I was denied so many jobs, guys, that I got an LLC. Hallelujah. What does an LLC allow me to do? It allows me to legally take advantage of what America has to offer to me. And the Special Olympics did not want me to learn how to have these things, how to start a business, how to have capital, how to fill out a business plan, how to become a paid public speaker. I was not allowed to take their footage. Watch this. Videos, imagery, pictures. I was not allowed to take any of that to go seek work. I was allowed to share it on the internet, but I couldn't take it to companies to go seek jobs because the Special Olympics did not want me to be a public speaker. See, the way they get around that is they say, well, we can tell her to go work at a grocery store or some meager job, but they will not allow you to prosper and make more money than the CEOs. If you're an athlete making $2 million, they don't want you in the Special Olympics. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense because they want you to be poor. And I said, that's the goal of the Special Olympics, is to have as many people as possible in poverty. Here's why. Because if you get a disability check, which this should be illegal, they've got these kids using their disability checks to pay for food, lunches, all this stuff I have in writing. I got an itemized sheet from a coach of the things that I was legally responsible for paying. I said, no, guys, I'm not legally responsible for this. Y'all lied to the donors and people and told them that money goes to help me. You realize in the 30 years I was in the Special Olympics, I've never received a dime. And I swore by that. When the Dallas Observer researched my story, they said, we'll get back with you. They got back with me sometime later and said, we believe you, and put that story out in the Dallas Observer. Sure did. You can Google Ashton Smith, Dallas Observer. You sure can. Go ahead.
Now, you were saying that you're not allowed to make a certain amount of money working while being in the Special Olympics.
No, you're not allowed.
How much were you able to make? I mean, how much will they allow you to make?
You're allowed to work at a grocery store or get a disability check. And for some people, disability can be as little as $800 a month. Wonder why I was sleeping outside or from place to place, because that's not enough money to live on unless you know how to apply for housing assistance. Do you realize that most disabled people do not know how to apply for housing? I was blessed because I have a brain that functions, that works. And when you are a Special Olympics athlete, if you follow me, a lot of these athletes can't live on their own or in an apartment. I'm blessed because I get to live in this beautiful place on my own. And I told a judge when I went to bankruptcy, I said, Judge, I'm a person. And the judge was kind of like, for me, it's the truth. I want to be a person. And if I'm a person, that means I get the whole rights of America. That means I get my rights, and this is stuff that people who are not African American, they'll never understand. When you are thought of as cargo, the Special Olympics will never treat you like a person. Society, once I got out of the Special Olympics, I knew that I had rights. I have the right to fair housing. All of these things I was able to learn after getting out of Special Olympics. And now that I know these things, I take that and I apply it to the real world. I want an LLC, and that is something that I have. Those are things that most disabled people cannot even fill out the paperwork to even get an LLC. There is no way. Most disabled people have parents, daddies, aunts, uncles. I'm on my own. I have no grandmother who's going to come save me, a mother that's going to come save me. Why is that? Your family don't love you? Nope, that's not the case. A lot of my family members are deceased. That means they're no longer living. So at the end of the day, if they're no longer living, the Special Olympics told me that my parents will live forever. They tell all these disabled people that the world owes you something and that the world's going to take care of you. This is not true. Society is not obligated to take care of you. How do I know that? Because I was sleeping in trees outside. If society was obligated to take care of me, why was I sleeping outside? Why was I on the road selling my stuff? Because the Special Olympics also told me that they were not obligated to take care of me. And I feel like they should be obligated to also get a lawsuit filed against them because they made money off my image, but yet told me to my face that they're not liable for my safety or well-being. But they told me the only thing they care about is my talent, not me, the person. That's a problem when a multi-million-dollar corporation that can turn out $97 million annually. The last report, they turned out $97 million globally, while I sit here and get nothing. I said, hallelujah, I'm not going to sit here anymore and just keep my mouth shut while y'all crank out hundreds of millions of dollars. I did speaking engagements, brand representation, brand ambassadorship for the Special Olympics globally. That's a shame when somebody can make millions of dollars off of you and tell you N-word. I was called a nigger, E-R, not that nigga. No, I was called nigger, like the white person word. Not the song where the black dude throwing his hands up and throwing money in the air, waving like you just don't care. Not that song, okay? Follow me. And that means word of liberty. What does that mean? That means in rap music, you can say the connotation, but the connotation, that word means something totally different in the rap industry. Let's keep it 100. And when you are a person like me, when the ER is a hard ER, that means you're not a person. So when someone uses that ER word, nigger, that means you're not a person. And so at the end of the day, people say that word shouldn't be used at all. I got it. But when it's used to denigrate people and tell them they are less than, that animals are worth more than you, we have a problem. And when I was in the Special Olympics, I was made to sit in a hot van one time while the dude went into the store. I got out the van because I got hot. I let all the other people out of the van, got in trouble for that. I said, no, sir, it's hot in here. What does that mean? I'm a reason for myself. And I remember telling the dude, I said, I need to talk to you. I said, if you ever talk to me like that again, I'm calling the police on you. Got it? And I told that dude, I said, what you're going to do is you're going to take me home. I said, because if you don't, I'm going to call the police on you. All these other people with disabilities, they're looking around. They have no idea. And I told the dude, I said, guys, every one of y'all in this van, you have rights. Rights. And they didn't understand what I was saying. And I said, oh, God. I said, all I know, Lord, is that I'm in a grocery store. And I essentially went up to somebody at that store. I said, I'm with this person and just keep an eye on us. And because every time I go to places with the Special Olympics, I let people know, hey, keep an eye out for me. Look out for me, right? Special Olympics, when I was in their program, my job, I also kept people safe, right? Some people couldn't reason for themselves when we were at the airport. You know what I mean? They couldn't reason for themselves. They didn't know, hey, we need to go down here to gate 55. They had no clue. I said, guys, this is a problem. And Special Olympics, if you Google, they lost black athletes at the last, World Games or National Games? You can Google that. Black athletes lost by Special Olympics. That's a problem because me as a black person, I was told that my life did not matter, that I was responsible. And on that trip, when I went to Dubai, before I went there, because of what Special Olympics told me, I studied Dubai. I studied where the airport and embassy was, because if Special Olympics said, hey, we don't care about you, we'll leave you here. No, you not. I'm going to catch a flight on a U.S. flight and I'm out of here. I had to study the region because the Special Olympics, the way they acted toward me when I was in Dubai was absolutely inappropriate. The way I was treated when I was with their program in Dubai. I had an athlete named Victoria Lee Martin talk about pushing me off of a building and killing me because black people shouldn't swim, she replied to me. And the Special Olympics did not care about that. That's another reason I'm gone, because I stood up and spoke out against a white lady who talked about shooting me and killing me because I was a black person. That is why a lot of times I walk with anger, but I stay calm because I want the public here to know that that shouldn't have happened. And when I went to Tim Martin, Everett King, and Dalton Hill, they sat there and laughed at me. They laughed at me by kicking me out September 18th, 2019, when I reported being abused in their program. I've dealt with physical abuse and mental abuse, and I was told to shut up and suck it up and deal with it. That's not the Special Olympics that you know. That's not the Special Olympics that they tell you, and you. They're not telling y'all that. What they want you to know, oh, we love her. We care about them. We give them money. No, you don't give us money. We don't even get stipends. You know what a stipend is? We're not allowed to even get that. We're not even allowed to ask the public for money. I told the Special Olympics, what does the public have to do with me making money? You don't own the public. Special Olympics believes that they own every single thing, that they own the judicial system, that they own the general public, because they tell me that laws do not apply to them concerning making money off my image because I am cargo. Okay, since I'm not a person, that's why y'all feel like y'all can disregard the law and tell me that I'm not of value to you except for my talent. Does that make sense to y'all? Does this kind of make a little bit of sense as you research this and look this up on the internet? Google. What do you guys think? What's your opinions about what I'm saying as well? Because I try to be hopeful, honest, and tell the truth. Because I told somebody I am going to do a TED Talks, and that's the next step in my journey, is to get on a TED Talk stage and talk about how we need gainful preparedness of employment after leaving the Special Olympics. For whatever reason, if I retire, if I'm kicked out, let's make sure we have gainful employment.
What's your thoughts? I agree with that, Ashton. I guess that I did read your story. I read that your grandmother raised you, and your mother also. Your dad left at an early age for the reasons because he couldn't come to terms with raising with your handicap, with your vision and stuff like that.
Yep.
He couldn't take that. I have an autistic nephew. We've learned how to, he's not severely autistic, but he has autism. So we've adapted to, some of the stuff that he does.
Can they drive? Do they have a driver's license? Because I know when I was in the Special Olympics and I wanted to drive, they told me that driving a car, I wouldn't be capable of having a driver's license. I said, guys, but that's not up to you. That's up to the state of Texas. You have no right to govern my life and tell me I can't have a driver's license. I went on down to the state, and guess what? I have a driver's license. I'm never going to let a program tell me that I don't have the rights to the things that you get to enjoy in society while I get to sit here looking like crickets. No, sir. I studied what my rights are, and I'm going to go get every single thing that was taken from me. Absolutely, including a driver's license. I got that as well. Can he drive? Can they drive?
No, my nephew is only 11. He's going to be 11 this year.
Oh, so okay. Well, he ain't driving a car.
He'll in the next few years, in about another 7 years or 5 years, he'll be able to drive. But no. I agree, Ashton, with everything that you said. Like I said, I did some research before I got on here today, and I read the story. I did read about the Dubai thing that you mentioned. I was gonna, as you were talking about that, they said that according to again, this is what I just read online. Not what I agreed with, but what I read. They said that they kicked you out because you made a false accusation against another member of the Special Olympics, and that's why they kicked you out. From what I understand, it was a lie because you have told us right here that what had happened to you in Dubai. Now, I know also being in Dubai, also with you being a female, that part of the world, you're a second-class citizen. There are certain societies in this world that females are second-class citizens. According to the Middle East, you have to cover everything up except your eyes.
I didn't feel like that there. I'm going to be honest with you. Dubai treated me better than the people of my own country. I'm going to say that one more time.
Okay.
The people of the Special Olympics treated me like crap. The people of Dubai, shout out to that country. Because of the way I dress, I got treated like a male there. And I did that for a reason, because I studied that part of the world. And Victoria Lee Martin kept telling people, that's a girl, but they're gay. Are you trying to have me killed? That lady wanted me killed in that nation. She wanted somebody to come kill me and take my life. And she said this shit, I'm going to tell people. And she was talking about telling people of that nation that I was gay, and I'm not. She tried to tell people in the Special Olympics in locker rooms that she didn't want to share bathrooms with me because I had male parts. Like, she would lie and say I had stuff and I didn't. I'm a whole female with a man. And they allowed this woman to openly talk about me over the internet, and they did nothing about it and told her that you can look it up yourself. Victoria Lee Martin's out of the state of Virginia, and she was able to denigrate me and talk about me, and that's not okay. This is not okay for somebody to use the internet as a public weapon and lie on me when I said nothing against this athlete. I said, first of all, I don't know her, so I told the Special Olympics, y'all are lying to say that I said anything denigrating against her on the trip. I said, if that's the case, why wasn't this reported to the what they call chaperones, which is so crazy. I don't need a chaperone. Right. But that was reported anyway. I said, why didn't you report it on the trip? That's how I know that white girl's lying, because they keep documents of everything. If you have bad behavior, they write that down. There was nothing in their manifest about me having bad behavior on that trip. So at the end of the day, she essentially called from Virginia, told these people that I did stuff to her that I didn't do. She said that I put my hands on her inappropriately, and there were no charges in any state saying anything about that. I said, well, then she lied to y'all. There was no police report made about anything, and these people violate my rights and believe her because she's white and I'm black. And they said that, you know, by their actions. Why? Because September 18th, they tried to make me to sign a document in increments of all the way up from $10,000 all the way up to stopping before it went to six figures. So $90,000, and after that it hits $100,000. But that $100,000 was X'd out. Why? Because Special Olympics thinks I'm money stupid. $90,000 is not going to take care of my problems. They have exploited me for 30 years. And I hope to certainly bring a lawsuit against the Special Olympics for the millions of dollars that they made off my life and profited off of me while me standing on their stages and doing public speaking while they get $10,000, $12,000 checks cut, right? And all in the name of Special Olympics, but I get nothing. That has to change. And people need to know this Special Olympics is the Bernie Madoff for disabled people. Look up Bernie Madoff, because I studied that, and Special Olympics is very comparative to the Bernie Madoff case, because they lied to investors or the public. He told the public that these investments are true, right? And that the money's going to where it's supposed to go, wherever that is. And that's how the Special Olympics operates. Like the Bernie Madoff, they tell you, oh, the money goes to facilities or sectors. And the reason I know this, because I went to meetings. They had what they call a pie chart. Everybody been to school, right? And this pie chart was broken up into sectors. Facilities, cost, travel, all of their stuff was taken care of, but not mine. I'm like, I'm an athlete, but I'm forced to pay for all this on my own. Yep. And I have proof of that, where I had to pay for stuff out of my pocket, while the Special Olympics made me use my disability at the time to pay for stuff. That's illegal. And I think the government, the Social Security office, should get involved, because you got these athletes out here using their $700 to $800 a month to enrich the Special Olympics. You do the math. If there's 50,000 athletes that pay the Special Olympics, say $200, you do the math. 50,000 times 200 is. You get the idea. I'm not stupid. And the Special Olympics was banking on me being retarded or stupid. And I'm going to say the R word because I was called the N word. You follow me? I can't change my skin color, folks. I can't go bleach my skin.
No.
You can, but it's painful and I'm not. And the reasons as is followed, that causes cancer and a bunch of other things. I like my skin color, but I was told to hate myself in the Special Olympics since I hate all that I was. And it just got so hard on me that I had to take counseling. Let's be real. Did I find a home? Did it work out? Not really as far as with the Special Olympics. You shouldn't have to take board certified counseling because you've been so denigrated to a pulp to hate yourself. And that's what the Special Olympics wanted from me. They wanted me to really hate myself and who I was. And I just want the world to know that everything that I'm telling you today is the truth. Sleeping outside, not having food to eat, selling my stuff, having to ask the public or strangers to give me opportunities. I'm over here today asking TED Talks and companies to give me opportunities because of where I live in. They don't support public speaking here, right? If other people are able to get jobs, that's them. I have had a difficult time with getting opportunities to do public speaking, paid opportunity. That's a fact, and so at the end of the day, because of that, I lean on people who have a higher know-how than me. I'm not a management company and I'm not a booking agent, but I will say this again, folks, if you've got those type of companies, contact me because I'm ready to lay out a contract and get that contract signed to get on the path of paid public speaking engagements. Not speaking for free, speaking for real and getting paid. I worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week while I was a part of the Special Olympics. You do the math. What is 18 hours a day, 7 days a week? That's a lot of work. And there's a lot of hope in that work. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, you're right. There is a lot of work. And, the thing, all that, all the buildup and, they're trying to encourage you and it's like to just knock you down. That isn't right.
No.
I mean, like I said, a lot of my friends, I don't know if New Jersey, is any different than Texas because I haven't heard, anything like that with the Special Olympics where we are. Because like I said, a lot of my friends have been in it. They do their mission, but they do live in apartments and when they have jobs. So I don't know if the rules are different in New Jersey than they are in Texas.
It is. Just every state's different. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. That's what I thought because they do live in apartments. Through a program, but they have their own apartments. They have jobs, some full time, some part time. And without transportation isn't anything easy. Then again, in my area, it never is. But that's beside the point. But so I guess it's depending on where you are. Because
yes,
it doesn't seem like the Special Olympics that I've heard about. Growing up because I went to see them. We're now 2023, about 35 years ago. I'm getting old.
Right.
5 years ago, and we saw the look on their faces, how they were so thrilled to compete and everything. I know a lot of them couldn't speak or whatever, but you have to speak to tell how the joy they felt, competing in that, and that's what it's about to bring joy to them and say that yes, they can do these things, but from what I heard, like it's not the same for everybody, I guess.
No. And each state, and I'll say this too, each state and municipality governs their Special Olympics differently. What I have said is that all states need to unify and follow the same rules, just as the government, the federal government, all 50 states have to follow certain federal laws, right? That's just the way it goes. And the Special Olympics has become too big for its own good, excuse me. And it is too big for its own good because the CEOs, if you look it up and what they get paid, I'm telling you stuff you can Google. They make six figures, and we get nothing. It's not okay. I'm 40 years old with nothing financially to show for what I did. Are things improving in my life now? But that's because I believe in having an LLC. I don't want a part-time job. I don't want a regular job. See, in the Special Olympics, what you said is that those people have their own apartments and a job. I don't want a job. I want a business. See, a job keeps you to be a consumer. See, when you are a person that has a business, that's why people like Donald Trump and all these other folks are able to take advantage of the tax codes. Why? Because they got corporations and LLCs and all these things that allow them to do that. And I want that myself. And the Special Olympics kept telling me to go get a job and not own a business or own a home. Why? Because if you don't own it, then you have no equity in America. And I want to learn how America works. And the Special Olympics didn't want to teach me that. They wanted to teach me to be as broke as possible. Why broke? Because they get more money the more dumb you are and the more broke you are. And so I'm here to change that and speak out about that. I think there is some encouragement in my life. I move forward in knowing these things, that there is hope, resiliency, and my story is powerful. My story is going to move people, especially with the fact that many people are now asking me to come on their podcast networks and TV stations. I'm actually go ahead.
You can call mine too. By the way, I thought Trump was fired. Never.
Yeah, hook me up on the back channel. Okay. All you guys that have radio stations, write that in the back channel, and I'll get you.
Now, I don't have LinkedIn and all that, but I do have Facebook. Can I find you on Facebook?
Absolutely.
You can. Okay, let me see if I can share that in the topics. Let's see if I can share that in the link. Okay, here's my website. I'm going to share that here. Oh, I can share it. Here we go. I'm going to add.
You were talking about how you were put down in the Special Olympics and all that. Well,
yes.
I basically went through the same thing with my own father.
Wow.
He would tell me I wouldn't amount to nothing. You know, why was I even born? I'm not his son. I'm a waste of space. Now, when you're a kid and you hear that from your own father, that puts negative thoughts in your mind.
It has to.
Been there too, the teachers.
You sit there thinking, okay, there's my own father saying this stuff about me.
Wow.
And it does.
I put that website in the chat as well. So now you guys have that website. That website will have all of the links and stuff. If you can shout that website out to your audience, it kind of went away on my end. But if you can shout that out, I'll put it in the chat there and let your audience know where they can find me. But that website has all of my Facebook, all of that stuff. And you guys, those who have LinkedIn, absolutely, folks, because this is different. You'll never hear anything like this, and these athletes can't speak or talk. Go ahead.
Yes. But I was ridiculed by teachers and other classmates and whatnot because, like, I didn't always have this. I wore braces and other stuff when I was younger. And like, you're just, why don't you just shut up again? Let the real people talk. Like, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, fine. But there are a few people that did encourage me, and I thank them for that. That's what you need. You
Amen.
need people to encourage you, because one person, there are a few people that I do podcasts to, and they help me pave the way for what I'm doing now. This is pre you guys. This is pre you. I mean, going back to my roots.
Right.
I had friends that helped me through an organization and doing a podcast, and that's what led me to these stuff. So now I have this show, which I'm grateful for. Other shows that I have. I'm a host of my own show, which people which people think I'm kind of like, Louis, you're kind of nuts. Thank you, first of all.
Wow. Right. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I could be a little wacky. But that's just
but you have your own show, and that's what matters, and that's what I tell people. Don't listen to what people say if they're not the ones helping you to contribute.
Because actually, people, I went into one of those type so-called professional broadcasting school audition. They said, "Oh, forget it. You're slurring, you're stuttering." You're like, "Forget it. There's no way you can do this." And like, I was devastated. And
oh man,
it's like, okay, I can't do it. Plain and simple. But 10 years later, someone gave me a chance. And someone gave me a chance 10 years when I was doing a local music thing. It didn't last long due to technical problems or whatever. But then I got another chance to do a local sports show with a friend that these gentlemen have been associated with.
Wow.
And 3 years later, I got approached from Betty Cantley, who told me about the show. Like, okay, I could use a good laugh, 15 minutes of fame. Why not?
Wow.
If I make a fool of myself, okay. But fine. But then they said, like, hey, you know what? You're really good. You want to be a regular?
Wow.
Spider-Man spin a web? Yeah, sure. And then it led me to substituting, co-hosting, and 2018. In the words of Al Michaels, the impossible dream has come true.
Amen. Wow. Because that was handy for you because 2018, 2019, that was before the pandemic. So I would say that's the good Lord looking out for you. And the same for me. When the pandemic happened, it gave me an out. It gave me a reason to never come back to the Special Olympics because the Special Olympics had these athletes doing a polar bear plunge during the pandemic. They was using these athletes to make money. They was taking advantage of these athletes during the pandemic as well.
If you ever, I'm also available on this. My show is also on YouTube as well. I got
Okay.
all you just gotta go to is first you gotta go to YouTube first of all, and
Okay.
then you type in the words the enhanced sports show. Now I type those words exactly as I said, otherwise you won't get through.
Well, and I would say if you have a back channel or Facebook, find me on Facebook under Golden Ashton. Same thing with Instagram, folks. Type in Golden Ashton _US.
Golden Ash.
Facebook, Golden Ashton, ASHTON.
Ashton.
Golden Ashton. Yes.
On Facebook.
On Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Oh wow, yeah, Instagram and Facebook. Absolutely. You'll find me on Facebook as well under Ashton.
Good, right? Because not for nothing, but I have issues with Instagram. Like, well, you know.
But you will see me right there on the Instagram, and you have my website. So go to the bottom of that website and start clicking on that, and it'll take you to my Facebook pages and stuff. Absolutely.
I'll have the guys check me on that because I can't see it while we're on the air.
When you're on, absolutely. But I'm proud of it.
I'm gonna tell you guys. A message to Miss Ashton.
Perfect, and I will check it out. I'm grateful, guys, because this is powerful. Because TED Talks, that's another powerful platform. A gentleman sent me an application. We're going to be working on that tomorrow morning around 10:30 and get that done because TED Talks is massive. Do they pay? No, but they give you exposure like no other. And I told the guy I'm prepared and I'm ready. Absolutely prepared.
So, Miss Smith, also the live show is also 3:00 your time, and it's a live call-in number if you're interested.
When is that?
And mine
Saturdays at 3 your and Gerald's time.
3:00 Central?
Yes.
Okay, I'm interested.
My show is from 5 to 7.
Thursday. Okay.
That's 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 Eastern.
Right.
Yeah, and on Thursdays, I'm at the church from 6 to 7 p.m. or from 5 to 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
Yeah, I go by Eastern time because I'm on the East Coast. So
I'm a Central Time. So she was saying a time of her show.
My show, Gerald.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm Central, so that would be what? 7 my time. What would that be? 6 my time?
For Gerald or for me?
Joel.
For mine, that'd be
Central. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's an hour behind me, But I'm the East Coast, so I always go by East Coast time. Otherwise, it'd be confusing for me. Otherwise, it'd be confusing for me and everybody who lives, all down the Eastern Seaboard.
Wow. Yeah. No, you got to go by the time that's in your area. But you guys certainly contact me. I will get on your shows because this is important. And the more and more people know, the more that they can start sounding the alarm about the Special Olympics. It's kind of like the college students that rung the bell and said, hey, guys, we have the right to get paid. That's me. I have the right to make money. Look at all the accomplishments that I have. I got this bus stop in my name, all of that good stuff. I have a bus stop in my name. Isn't that great with the Trinity Metro? Shout out to Trinity Metro and all that they've done to improve my life. Shout out to the the Black Achievement Fund and other organizations that believe in the position and help of Black people, believing in the fact that Black people shall strive and be all that they can be. And that is what is, guys, that is really what is important, that you team up with organizations that support your cause.
Right.
The Black Chamber of Commerce is another organization that I believe in, that I actually took pictures with this sign that I have. These are the medals that I won in the Special Olympics. These are the World Games and National Games medals. The other medals, I sold them. A lot of the other medals, I had to sell them. And if you saw how many medals I won, I have in a bag in here. Do you have a minute? Can I grab these medals? I'll show you.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to grab these medals because I want you guys to know this. That when you see all these medals that I won, you're going to be shocked. These are just half of the medals that I have in this bag. This is all, I mean, they trip out because this is a big bag of medals. These are all medals in these bags that I've won over decades. Look at this stuff. This is what I won over the decades. Did I get paid? No, I won hundreds of medals. This is the stuff right here that I was selling on the side of the road because I don't make money. Like a lot of these medals, I put them in a scrap yard and got money for them because they're in a bag underneath my bed. I won all these medals over decades, but I lived in poverty because of the Special Olympics. Medals mean nothing when you lose both your parents. It's a lot to have all these medals, and you have nothing financially to show for your worth. This is bags and bags of medals. There's 3 bags like this, big bags like this of medals that I won over 30 years. This is over 30 years worth of medals and winning. Look at this stuff.
Yeah.
I won all these. You can't make this stuff up. And I sat here and got nothing for it. I'm like, guys, I don't want medals. I don't want medals. I need money. I lost both my parents. And you know what the Special Olympics told me? They didn't care that I lost my parents. They didn't care that I lost my father, or they didn't care that I lost my mother. They didn't care. You know why? Because they never called and said, oh, we care about you. Nothing. None of the staff. They told me they didn't care and to stop calling them. It's heartbreaking when you're told that all that you did, all the work that you put in to get medals, that it means nothing to the Special Olympics. This is decades worth of medals that you cannot make up. You can't make this stuff up. Oh. I don't sit here and lie. That's a lot of medals, isn't it? Just in that one bag alone, there's 3 bags like that. 3 big bags like this white bag right here. And that's 30 years worth of medals. And I played 5 different sports: basketball, flag football, bocce, swimming, and track and field. Those are the 5 sports that I played for their program, and their program left me broke and destitute. Can you imagine being a 4-time gold medalist and you go home to poverty? That was me. And the Special Olympics said they didn't care that I slept under bridges or slept in trees or in shelters or lived in poverty. They didn't care. They didn't care. Repeat that again.
It's their duty to care. I mean, you're supposed to help these people, and then
they don't.
And you turn your back on these people. What kind of organization is this?
Right. It's an organization that enriches the pockets of the CEOs. That's what it is. It's like the mafia up in there. Like when you try to speak out against stuff, they'll tell you to keep it in-house. I kept hearing the word all the time when I had an issue: don't tell nobody, keep it in-house. So if someone's raped or molested, I dealt with stuff. We'll just keep it 100. In the 90s, when I was a kid, I dealt with stuff in their program. And legally, that'll be dealt with as well. But I just know at the end of the day, even in the 90s, when my grandmother reported issues in their program, they did nothing about it. Why? Because my grandmother was Black. They didn't care anything about the stuff I dealt with. Even as an adult, the Special Olympics did not care about physical and verbal abuse that I suffered. I had a coach put both his hands on me and try to shake me like I'm a rag doll. And I balled both my hands up and I said, "No, you're not going to do that." I said, "Because you put your hands on me, I'm going to go to jail today." And he left me alone because he knew I wasn't the one, because I'm going to hurt you with any and everything that's in front of me. I'm not like people with disabilities. I know how to physically defend myself. I'm not finna let a man put their hands on me. And the Special Olympics allowed that stuff. They allowed for coaches to yell at people, get in people's faces. They allowed for these things. They allow for coaches to spread political hate. I won't mention this coach's name, but he was a heavy Republican supporter. And I had to ride home with this man talking about the Republican Party and how and all of this. And it's like, I don't really care about all that stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, I just want to live life. I don't care about Democrat or Republican Party when I'm sitting here with nothing. At the time, I was with nothing. No place. I have a place now, thank God. Clothes to wear, thank God. Not sleeping outside, thank God. These are the things that I worked hard for. I worked hard for a bunch of medals that got me nowhere. This is the stuff, guys, that I sold. That's unacceptable to sell these medals like this on the side of a road. Can you believe that I've had to sell my stuff to survive, to eat, to live? These are things that you talk about during a TED Talk. What did I have to do, oh God, to survive? And I put that on God. I did whatever I had to do legally and ethically under the law to provide for myself. Do you know there were so many times I thought all these other people doing all these things, my mommy and daddy's not going to take care of me. And the stuff the Special Olympics told me was not true. The world is not going to take care of me. They're not. I'm 40 years old. The world does not take care of 40-year-old people. And I would see people in the Special Olympics 40 and 50 years old and couldn't tie their shoe. That kind of stuff. I said, Lord, please don't let me be left dumb. I prayed to Jesus Christ, do not let me be left to not be able to fend for myself mentally. And God said, dun, dun, dun. God put a brain in my head and said, you shall not be dumb. You shall overcome. And I said, okay, God gave me a brain, so I'm going to use it. And I use my brain every day and thank God for that, because you can't buy a brain, okay? Let's be real. No amount of money can get you a brain that actually works. And God gave that to me. We shall overcome. And that's how I feel in my life every day, because I know that God has given me something that very few people have. And that is the ability to speak out even when it costs you your career. Speaking out cost me my career. And in many ways could have cost me my life if the Special Olympics would have let that woman act on what she said. What if this woman would have drove down here to Texas and killed me? The Special Olympics celebrated that because they kicked me out the program when I spoke out about it.
Wow.
It's not okay.
Well,
let's be real.
I was gonna say, Ashton, I just flew from. I live in Florida, so I'm
okay.
across the Gulf of Mexico from you. But wow. I mean, I just flew to Charlotte, North Carolina over the weekend, and I can tell you, for a person who doesn't have a mental handicap, going to the airport and finding terminals is not easy, even for a, regular people. Because I had issues when I got to the airport in Atlanta. I didn't know that I had to go down and drive a train to get to a certain gate. I mean, for a person that doesn't know, like you were talking about when you were in Dubai, thank God they had you, because that person can get lost in the airport and miss their flight. Then they're lost and they don't know what to do. I mean, that's not fair to them to have to be treated like that, because because no one wants to take the time to show them, you know what I mean? So I mean, for me, as a normal person, I don't have a mental mental handicap or anything like that.
Right. I don't either.
it's even hard for a normal person to get lost in the airport. So
Oh, wow, okay.
I can only imagine what it will be like for someone who doesn't have someone showing them, hey, let me take you to the gate. Let me get you sat down so that when it's time to get on the plane, we get on the plane together. Because if you, that, like you said, what happens, Ashton, if you had gotten lost in Dubai and they left you there, had you not studied where the embassy was? They'd have left you on the ground in Dubai, and you would never know how to get back home. That's not fair, man. That's not right. How they treat their athletes.
And that's another thing. When I went to the DFW terminal, I told them what flight we catch, and I asked them, "Can I get a map of the terminal?" Well, security reasons will not allow us. I said, okay, so I'm gonna go online and see if I can find something about this place. And I started studying the layout of the airport. Why? Because I'm not trying to get lost up there. Oh no, we're gonna make this right. So when I get here, I've studied the place. I know exactly where I need to go. And I had a janitor. I asked the janitor, you know the layout of this place? Absolutely. I'm going to go to the janitor. Why? Because airport staff, they too busy. But a janitor, you betcha he going to know the layout of a building. Why? Right. Because they clean the place. And the dude was like, you're smart. Yeah, I never go to like actual airport staff. I go to janitors or policemen or people that have some type of authority, man. I don't deal with the staff at airports. I deal with police officers and janitors because they're going to know the layout of a building. If there's a fire, your janitor's going to know how to get out.
Right. Don't rely on a schmuck.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up too is we unfortunately still live in a society where racism and sexism still exists in society, not just in sports. And I've been a sports writer since 2015. I wrote an article about Title IX, which Title IX introduced females into sports. That was the law that was passed to allow females to play sports. I'm one of those few, Ashton, that actually love to watch women's sports. When it comes to softball, which is going on right now, women's softball, college softball is going on right now. I love to watch college softball. I've been a golfer since I was the age of 5. I'll be 40 in September, so I'm the same age as you are. But I've been playing golf. I love women's golf. In fact, I played against a now LPGA Tour star when I was in high school. She played against us. She was that damn good. She played against the guys in high school. She was that damn good. So this whole crap with people saying that women don't belong in sports or women can't do this, they need to stop, because guess what? They can do it. And if they want to do it, they will do it. And you are a perfect example of that. You didn't let the color of your skin, you didn't let your sex stop you from being a 4-time gold medal winner. And let me say this. I always think, I've been a sports fan since I came out of the womb. I think the best trophy in the world is a gold medal, because it tells you are the best in that particular area for 4 years. You are the best at that time. Whatever event you play in, whether you're in the summer games or winter games, whatever it might be, you wear that gold medal. That should be better than a Stanley Cup, better than an MLB championship, better than the Super Bowl. But everyone sees it like I do, but that's just me. But unfortunately, I didn't know that. I don't know these Special Olympics in the state of Florida. I don't have any affiliation with them or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Google, their last games was held there. They had their games was held there, but I will tell you this. The Special Olympics in every state, even a lady in Canada said that they exploit people. The Special Olympics will never pay these athletes, nor will they allow you to seek endorsements, because that's a problem when you left in poverty and can't even seek endorsements under your own name. That should be illegal. That's crazy. That's in every state. That's every state and every part of the globe. Special Olympics does not believe that we are people. We are cargo. They won't tell you that. They'll tell you in advertisement that we're people. But behind the scenes, you're not a person. You're a number, like in prison. You're institutionalized in condition. And I had to essentially erase what I was taught in the Special Olympics. And I had to learn what society had to teach me, and what society's teaching me is what is right. Society has told me you have the right to make money, and I emulate that of a man, not because I'm gay, but because what it has helped me to do, I'm physically strong and physically fit. I wear this kind of stuff, I'm saying, camouflage stuff, and some people don't like it. I was at a church called Mercy Culture, got kicked out of that church because they told me that I dress like a man. I dress too extreme. I'm not Republican enough. I don't want to be Republican anything. And they told me not to come back to that church. The Fort Worth Weekly did an article on me called No Mercy. You can look that up. Okay, I had the same outfit on. At the end of the day, I should have the right to live my life. And I feel that emulating a male, because I play sports with men, simply because of the way I'm built. I'm 6'3" and I'm built like a truck. So I play with men because I'm not really accepted really in women's sports. I'm not accepted like that. And a lot of women have a problem. Even when I ran track and field in the Special Olympics, I ran against men, not women, because nobody wanted to accept me as a female because I was too physically rough. So I had to play basketball with men, everything like that. I believe that I should have the right to play in men's sports, just like you got all these men that want to participate in our sports. Well, what about women that are built like me? We go play with dudes, and ever since I played with men, I feel accepted. I don't have men telling me I'm too rough or I get kicked out the gym or none of that stuff. They don't tell me I throw the ball too hard or, oh my gosh, I hurt them. I don't have that problem with a man, and that's why I play sports with men to this day. And I have a man living in my house, so I'm not gay. Let's be 100. But I emulate a man because I want to make money and have the same opportunities as men do. I just feel like as a woman, I don't have a lot of opportunities. I'm black, a female, and a woman. It's real hard to have opportunities in paid sports. I even attempted to play women's football. It's great for the women who play it, but there is no money in that. I'm not going to be 50, 60 years old playing tackle football for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. Have you ever looked that up? Yeah, I played tackle football myself, and I love the team I'm on. Absolutely love the team. Absolutely love the team that I was on. They gave me a chance when nobody else believed in me. Shout out to Arlington Impact. That's the team I had played for a long time ago. They gave me a chance to play with regular women with no disabilities, and I did very well out there. And so I just thank God that he gave me a physical build that looks the way that I do. But yeah, that's the reason in the Special Olympics I was denied, because of the way I was built. Victoria Lee Martin told people I was a boy and that I should compete with the men and not girls, men only. And I tried to do that. I tried to compete with men, but the Special Olympics, they wasn't having that really. They wanted me to compete with women, and I knocked them out of the park. I was gone when I competed against the girls. With the boys, I was right there side by side with this man I was competing against. So I did good, man. We both tied. We got first place, both of us. I competed with a dude. He was built like the dude was built like a truck, and I ended up tying with this man. Sure did.
Yeah, we have a tackle team. We have a tackle women's league in Tampa. I'm not sure what the Tampa team is called. But we have one here. I haven't had a chance, Ashton, to go out there and see them. I follow them on social media. I wanted to let you know that I did follow you on Facebook, and I subscribed to your YouTube channel. So
thank you.
You got me as a now. My YouTube channel is the name of my show, but I mean, so if you want to subscribe, that's cool. And like I said, you're always welcome on the show. We've talked about it here through LinkedIn. I'm the one who talked to you through LinkedIn. But I really, really honestly do appreciate you taking time to come on here and talk to us, because now, see, here's the thing. We can read something online, right? We can get one side of the story. But now that I have both sides of the story, now you can make a conclusion on your own and say, okay, well, you know what? I read the whole thing about the Dubai incident. In fact, I read it today before I came at work when you were talking to me earlier this morning. After I had gotten done with my work, I went on Ashton and Googled you again. So, well, you know what? I'm going to do some research. I want to see what her story is. And again, I read about you, your grandmother raising you, your dad leaving you at a young age, your mom raising you. And then you had told me on the phone You had lost your mom. Unfortunately, I lost my mom a few years ago. I know how you feel when you lose your parents. Unfortunately, I mean, I do still have my dad. In fact, my dad just helped me out today with a crisis that I was in. So our relationship has gotten better.
Right.
Since my mom has passed away. I mean, I know that might sound weird, but we weren't as close because they got divorced. And immediately, you live with your mom, so you blame your dad. But again, there's always two sides to a story.
Exactly.
So again, Ashton, you can always come on here. You're always welcome here. You can always talk to me on LinkedIn because I'm on there. You can reach out to me. I'm on there all the time.
And figure out how to connect me with these other people that are sitting here tonight.
I will.
Let's
Absolutely.
do that. Absolutely.
I found yours right here.
If you send me the link to your YouTube channel, I will subscribe.
Hey, click on the link. Click on the link, Gerald. Go to the bottom and hit the YouTube logo. It goes right to her YouTube page.
Yep. It's perfect. And I sent that link so you guys can click, and it'll take you to all of that. I'm really, really excited. If you can tell the audience the name of that website, it disappeared. It's up there, but it disappeared somewhere.
Sure. It's guys, if you're interested in helping out Ashton, the website is Ashton, ASHTON.US. Head over there, help her out. I mean, I'm gonna in the future, I'm gonna order a book because I want to read the story. I'm very interested in reading your story. So yeah, I'm very, very interested. The book of getting the book. So also too, guys, her Cash App is.
And this is the book.
Golden Ashton as well. So if you guys want to give, donate some money to her, please do that. Anything else, Ashton, you want to do before we let you go?
Yes. I just want to say this at this time too. The name of my book is called Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. You folks can reach me on all of the social media under Golden Ashton _ for Instagram, Ashton Smith on my regular Facebook page, and on the secondary page is Golden Ashton as well. You guys can Google me to find out more. Ashton Smith Special Olympics. I'm grateful to be here. And again, this disclaimer, I always have to say this disclaimer for real because it is an opinion. At the end of the day, the stuff that I said here today is only my opinion and my opinion only. Right. The opinions that I have said here today does not reflect upon the staff, personnel, or those who work for the Special Olympics or this station included. At the end of the day, the things that I disseminate are factual and things about my story and my experiences only. I cannot speak for other states, territories, municipalities, or other things that may be expressed. I am grateful and honored to be here and speak about my story. And though that the U.S. gives me liberty and freedom to talk about my story across all airways, including the internet, TV, radio, and other programming that may be included and grandfathered in, such as newspapers. So make sure you use those rights that are applicable to you and those things that apply. This disclaimer is important because it lets the world know that these are only my opinions, and the staff and those for Special Olympics, they will also have their fair chance to possibly speak up or speak out about what they heard here today. God bless you and may God keep you. At this time, I come to God. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this show. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the people and those who make it run. Without you, Heavenly Father, we are nothing. And I come to God to make me something, make me strong, make me proud, make me grateful. Heavenly Father, I know on this night and upon this night, I am always grateful for those who give me an opportunity to express my life and how I feel. God, with you, everything is possible and everything is right, including this show. Everything that God has made is for his glory and for his good. May I march in the glory of Christ and do all things under the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost in these three accords. May all of you be blessed under the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, and may he keep you. God bless you, and we say amen, and this is the word of God. God bless y'all, man. Get out here and enjoy this beautiful weather we have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Temperatures today right now, winds out of the south, 80 degrees right now, humidity 51%. Really nice right now. Winds blowing out of the south off the Gulf of Mexico, guys. Have a good one and jump in the water and have a good time. God be with you, and you guys have fun tonight. I'm glad to be here on this show. and I will catch up with all of you guys here soon. Love you folks, and may God keep you. How you like those apples, man? How you like that Southern apple salad? I like that as well. Isn't that awesome, guys? That was awesome. The energy is real.
You don't fake that.
We don't fake energy. This is how I am every day, guys. And I'm grateful for my church and people tonight who told me that I can be all that I can be. Shout out to Broadway Baptist Church and its people and what they have done to make me a better person. Whether you believe in church or not, God is with you. Whether you believe in that or not, believe in yourself and believe in what you can achieve and do what is best for your life and do what is right. God keep you and may he bless you. I love it, man. Y'all are great people.
Thank you.
Before we go, Lou, do you want to go ahead and talk about your show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's you too, Ashton. Okay. It's called the Enhanced Sports Show, as I mentioned.
Okay.
It's a live call-in show. 4 to 6 my time, 3 to 5 where you are.
3 to 5.
3 to 5 in your area. The time number is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat that again. 512-543-4662. It is toll free. Won't cost you a cent. We handle all the major events in the sports world. We cover basketball, football, baseball, hockey. Sometimes we cover the 4 majors in the tennis world, like the French Open, Wimbledon, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And the majors in golf, like the U.S. Open, the Open. I almost said British Open.
Wow.
You could say that. You could say the British Open.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Open Championship. It's called both.
Open Championship. The Masters, of course.
Wow.
My favorite. Even golf's 5th major. The Memorial. It is the 5th major. So, yes.
Are you covering the Colonial? What's your phone number again for that show? You said 51 what? Because you had cut out.
512.
512.
543. 4662. For some reason,
and you said 3 to 5.
3 to 5 where you are, yes. So we'll cover that, and we'll cover the. Of course, we got to cover the finals for the NHL and the NBA, because the NBA is my specialty, of course.
Who you got? No way. Who do you got for the finals for the NBA?
I got Nuggets in 4.
I got Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, same here. Nuggets in 6. Oh, I said Nuggets in 5. I said Nuggets in 5. I said Nuggets in
5. 5 notes.
5? Wow.
I'm saying 4. Nuggets in 4.
Joe's gonna name that tune in 4 notes. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Sorry. Wow. Always wanted to do that. So 3 to 5 where you are, and Gerald. 4 to 6 for the rest of us. And if you live in Australia, 4 a.m. the next morning. Well, you get the idea.
Whoa.
No, he's actually right. I used to have a guy call my show from Australia, and he'd say, it's Friday morning here already.
Yes.
I'm calling you from the future. He'd say, calling you from the future because it's Friday morning in Australia.
Yes.
Again, guys, before I go, I'm gonna go and close the show out. I want to thank Ashton for joining us this evening. Thank you for giving us your side of the story. I'm gonna check out your book. Definitely gonna do that. Follow her, guys. Again, the website is golden-ashton ASHTON.us. Follow her on all her socials. We want to get her story out there. We got to listen to it here tonight. We want to get it out there so that she can get more speaking engagements. She wants to become a paid public speaker, and listening to what she said today, I've had her on the phone as well. She is more than capable of being a public speaker, and getting paid for it.
How much is it, Ashton?
Repeat that again.
How much is it?
Well, we have a $2.99 for your where your tablet, where you can put it on a tablet, your computer version of the book, and then I have this paper book for $15, and I believe 81 cents is for the paper copies. And I like the paper better than the version where it's on the computer. Yeah, where it's a version on the computer. I like paper because if guys, if the computer shut off tomorrow, you got this in your hand. That's why I tell everybody get the paper copy Because if your tablet stopped working, you got this.
Right.
One of these days, I'm going to get that book and I'm going to sit down and read it.
Right.
Yeah, people at my church have been buying it because one lady was literally left in tears on a show I was on. She was like, for years, I thought that the Special Olympics helped y'all. And she told me privately that she will not be donating to them anymore. That's what she told me privately.
I thought the Special Olympics helped y'all too. I didn't know that they took advantage.
Yeah.
Nobody does. They know now. Isn't that crazy?
Guys, yep. Again, guys, thank you for you guys coming on. Anyone out there on either Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, thank you for tuning into the show.
Thank you.
This has been the Walker Report. I am the sports star, Bradley Walker. Thanks to Gerald and Lou and Ashton. Also, before I go, I always say this every show. Again, happy June. 6 months through the year already. The year's going by too quick. But I want to say a shout out to our men and women of our armed services. We just celebrated Memorial Day. That's what that's for, to remember our military. Also to our first responders, thank you for what you do, because without you guys, it would be a bad world without our military and our first responders. We love all you guys. We are sponsored by CreatingZenSpaces.com, Garrett's Carrots, and FunWags.com. We are part of Mancini Media, Game Winner Sports Network, Snowball Multimedia Sports, and of course, NGSC, guys. Head over there, man. That's where I write my articles. I'm going to be writing one this week about Michael Block, the teaching pro who made the cut to PGA Championship. Did not make the cut this week. The Memorial is happening this week. That is Jack Nicklaus's tournament. And I got in, I'm not going to get into it, but he is not happy with the Live Tour, as most PGA guys are not.
You know what? Yo, the Live Tour, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. And let me tell you why a lot of people have a problem with that Live Tour, because those golfers, a lot of them feel like the way that everything's done now, it's so old-timey and they can't make a living. Whereas the Live Tour, somebody could just show up there and say, hey, I'm going to pay you $300,000 for showing up here to see X, Y, and Z. The Live Tour is so different because it has modernized the way that golfers get paid. That is why people don't like it. And it's the same thing with the Special Olympics. Why should I have to pay for my travel and all this other stuff when I can just go over to Live Golf? And the same thing with these female athletes in the WNBA. Why is it that the WNBA, why is it that they don't pay them high enough so that these women do not have to go overseas and risk their lives? Brittany Griner is an example. She said, I will not go overseas anymore unless I'm playing for Team USA. Brittany Griner said that. And that is the stuff. And that is why the Live Tours and that stuff has come about, because the golfers they're not a Tiger Woods. If you're not a Tiger Woods, how are you supposed to provide for yourself? So that's why the Live Tour gives these men or women, I don't know who's all over there, but it gives these people a chance to make money. And I don't find nothing wrong with that. What it is it's competition to the PGA Tour and how they've done stuff for eons and decades. Now your competition is Live Golf. These people do not have to stay in the United States and play for little to crumbs or whatever, whereas the Live Golf Tour is backed by a lot of heavy petrodollars, meaning that's backed by oil, gas, sponsorships that have the money and cachet can pay these people. So I'm for the Live Tour and what it does as far as giving men and women a little bit more money in their pocket. The PGA doesn't like that. Does that make sense to y'all, how that's kind of set up for the women and men to make money?
That makes perfect sense.
Well, the thing is,
that makes sense?
There was one thing, though. Last week at the PGA Championship, the Live Tour players actually played in that tournament. So,
Okay.
Well, one of them won.
Yeah,
Brooks
I know.
Won. He's a Live player. Brooksy won. He's a Live player. So, and think about this. At the Masters, Phil Mickelson finished second. So now the Live Tour has had a second-place finisher and a first overall winner. Let's say in a couple months, or I think this month, it might be this month, if they win the U.S. Open, which is the most prestigious major that the PGA Tour has outside of the Masters,
right?
if a LIV player ends up winning the U.S. Open, they've got some issues. They have a lot of issues coming. What I like about the LIV Tour is, the reason that I like the LIV Tour is, again, I'm a golfer, and it brings the sport of golf that's not talked about a lot to the limelight, because it wasn't talked about, unlike you just said, unless Tiger was in the field, it's not talked about. And trust me, I when Tiger won in 2019 at the Masters, I cried because, again, he has been he brought in a huge crowd that probably wasn't prone to playing the game
or golf. Watching it like me. When I saw him on TV, I was like, wait, it's somebody that looks like me, and da-da-da-da-da. So it opens the eyes. The same with swimming. When people saw me swim, they're like, it's a black person out there. And South Lake Carroll High School was a high school that I swam at. As far as South Lake Carroll was on the news for racism, I had to swim up on the racism and a bunch of other stuff that I dealt with. You can look it up. South Lake Carroll, baby, ended up on the news for the things and atrocities they had against black people. And I had to swim in the Special Olympics at South Lake Carroll, and I didn't like it. There was a lot of stuff I had to put up with in the area of a lot of these rich white towns. They don't want black people in them because they create what you call a metropolis, meaning that it's like these senior care centers and things. They create gated communities and exclusive communities. Well, you see that every day. That's the thing. And so what LIV Golf does too is it's not like an exclusive community. If you're talented, go there, because you shouldn't have to jump through hoops to make money. And that's what I'm doing. I'm shining a light on the Special Olympics and how outdated it is. I want to make money. I don't want to sit here and work all day for free. And that's how these people are at the LIV Tour. They're like, hey, hello, pay me, because I'm the one here golfing. I can hear the LIV Tour today saying that is why we did this, because these people are underpaid. That's why I believe the LIV Tour started, because of the undergirding of the PGA and just how it was set up. It's very outdated and old-timey how they pay people with the PGA Tour. Does anybody agree with that? Anybody?
Yeah. I'm a golf fan, so I also think the biggest issue that golf fans in general have with LIV is the fact that it's backed by Saudi Arabia. And the reason
is that a problem?
The Saudi Arabian government has not been the greatest friends with the United States government.
What did they do?
The terrorists.
I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know.
Well, the terrorists that did 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia. So what they're saying is that you are taking money from the people, the innocent people that died on those airplanes, the innocent people that were killed as first responders in those buildings.
Okay.
In the Twin Towers, you're taking the money from them, and you don't care that those people suffered. And again, I'm not getting into a political, or anything, but I'm saying is that's where a lot of people. I'm a fan of LIV Tour because, again, it brings the golf world to the top. So it doesn't bother me that Brooks Koepka won. It bothers a lot of other people, but it doesn't bother me.
Right.
So.
But it shouldn't, because the LIV Tour, it shouldn't, dude. And here's why: because this is called a free market. And if the LIV Tour wants to sign documents with, this country, that's up to them, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's the same thing with sneakers or Nikes. If Nike came into China and said, hey, we want this shoe to represent China. Hey, America does business with China every day. So I understand about the terrorist stuff. We get it, okay? But China ain't so good either. So should we stop doing business with other nations as well? America's going to have to, pick and choose and not be so hard on these nations that are bringing money and putting their dollars behind this stuff. I don't find nothing wrong with it, because it's not like they're putting their money behind making a bomb. Maybe you could say that, but they're saying, hey, we just want to help people. There's nothing wrong with Saudi Arabia saying, I want to put money into a golf tournament. There ain't nothing wrong with that, and it shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah, with that, I'm gonna close out the show. But thank you guys.
Sorry, my bad. I know I can get into that. I'm sorry.
You're good. We'll be back, guys. We'll be back next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ashton will be 7 p.m. your time. If you ever want to tune in, I can send you the link. You can watch if you want to come on and watch. But until then, guys, I am the Sports Nerd. Peace.
All right, awesome. And I'm gonna share this on LinkedIn. Correct? I can actually share this when this goes off the air. So I'll get this.